When I saw him for the first time, he caught my attention at first sight. Ethan. He had a handsome face and was always surrounded by women. The reason I approached him actually was that I wanted to be as popular as he was with the women. Yes, it was me, no one else, who approached him. It was me who drove myself into the pit of evil. When I was a freshman in college, I went and got close with him, and we quickly became best friends. But at some point, there was something odd about him. It was the rotten smell from him I had never smelled before. I said to him half-jokingly, "Do you work at the fish factory at night?" But he just looked at me without any change in his facial expression. There were also days when the smell was particularly strong, and each time he looked very tired. My other friends and I had more and more questions about him over time, but when we asked him, he never answered. What's even creepier was that when I shook hands with him or even touched him, the smell lingered on my body for several days. I couldn't stand it, so I asked him what on earth was causing the smell. Then he applied an ointment-like toothpaste under my nose and replied this: "Wait, you'll soon start smelling this scent on your body as well." He even laughed out loud. But one day, he stopped coming to school. He didn't even answer me, and I was worried about what had happened to him. In the meantime, I heard a rumor about him. The rumor was that he went to prison. I was shocked, but there was a more shocking fact. And at the same time, I found the cause of the smell. What was revealed by the police was that he was dealing in human corpses. He was making a fortune buying and selling undamaged corpses through the dark web. It was difficult for the police to find evidence because some time had passed since he had already made transactions through the dark web. Recently, one student from our school went missing, and during the process searching for him, Ethan's crimes were revealed. The missing friend was found with a cold body in the basement of Ethan's house. In the basement, there was a specifically constructed coffin to keep the body from decaying. Also, there were several drugs to use to embalm the corpses. He had made a lot of money from these deals and had plans to buy land and move very far away. When I heard this news, I was greatly shocked, and I got goosebumps at myself, who had tried to be friends with such a person. Eventually, time passed and everything was slowly forgotten, but there is one thing I still can't forget. It was something Ethan had said to me before. One day, he suddenly invited me to go swimming with him at his house. The swimming pool at his house was strangely large and deep. The water was so deep that you actually couldn't see the bottom. I didn't go into the water because I was scared. He teased me for being a coward and tried to push me into the water, but I stepped away and didn't go in. And now that I reckon about it, that decision likely saved my life. For some reason, the feeling of fear I felt that day, I don't think it was just because of the depth of the water in the pool. There was something in his eyes and expression that gave me goosebumps. If I had jumped into that pool at that time, I would have probably ended up lying in the coffin he made. And like the other victims, I would have been sold to someone without a trace, and I would have given him another big paycheck.